Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv / the Xisuma, where we're gonna be building right where I'm looking at today. It's gonna be a fun and interesting journey of creativity. Just like the last time that we did this with the art building here. We've been knocking it out of the park so far, I'd say. And this next bit here, I got a feeling it's gonna finish up the street nicely. It's gonna finish things up just nice. I got a hot cup of tea, by the way. It's taken me a bit to get set up and ready to go today, so it's probably drinking temperature already. Slurpy slurp slurps. Canna Heaven, thank you for the bananas in chat. Grabby Animations, Sarah. Sweet Uni, welcome. Tippy Starship, thank you for the bananas. Sarah, it's your first Xisuma stream. Well, welcome. We're not doing redstone, we're doing building today. And we're going to be building with brown blocks, but not this one. Definitely not that one. No, thanks. Mangrove might be an option. The kind of building I want to make, I don't think we want to go in the direction of wood. We might just want one of these colors. And then they're quite plain and textureless. Might be a bit of a mission here to get this looking good. Yeah, I'm realizing something. I think last time we were here, what we did is resource pack. Yeah, is we took that off. So I've got my fit for Hermitcraft one, but this one messes with a few other blocks. There we go. Now that's all fixed. Spruce wood is brown. It's also wood. It's also wood. Okay, let's go and look in here then. Other brown colors, other brown flavors and textures. It's possibly a little bit on the limited side for what I want to do. There are many shades of brown, but they're all a bit earthy. I saw packed mud. I thought that one might fit in. When did we get to that from here? That's a lighter kind of brown. Then some reds that come close to the brown. But that's kind of it, I think. That's kind of it. Maybe throw the coarse dirt in as well. If I can find one. Maybe that one. Ugh. What block was that? Oh, that was spruce. Oh, gosh. All my hard work. Accidentally clicked away. We got Vinot here for 36 months. Yep, 36 months, 3 years. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you. Danish Norwegian, thank you for 20 streams in a row. Wolf Howls, thank you for 30 in a row. Appreciate it. Good evening. Thanks for making me listen to Dark Side of the Moon again. I'm happy to. What we got to do now is get people who are uninitiated to listen to it. Because it's a classic. I need to listen to it again. It's the sort of album I used to listen to every once in a while, and then the years roll by, and you're like, when did I last listen to that? Siberian Wolf, thank you for 45 in a row. Appreciate it. So, let's go look over here. Bam. So I did a little bit of research. I didn't like my existing Lego modular buildings, so I decided that we should look for some newer ones, perhaps. And so I did some internet searching. And found some that are, I think, just made by Lego enthusiasts, right? Like, this is definitely custom. And there's some good ideas here and there. Now, a few of these were labeled as, like, New York related. Like, this one here is a New York coffee corner shop. I got a feeling this is going to be our biggest inspiration because there's things about each of these images that I like and don't like. So this one's a little on the dark side, but it's actually really similar to that other one that we just looked at. This one here, I think, has the tone and color we're looking at. It's almost like a toffee, like a toffee orange kind of color. What are we making? We're making something like this. Is what we're making. Now, what's important about this one is that we have the shop at the bottom. So some of these won't have that. But I kind of like this one top to bottom. It feels kind of complete. Depending on how we put it on our street, we might opt in for some different build ideas. And then some of the panels here, like the windows, the shapes, they feel like a place to draw inspiration from. This one's admittedly a little bit on the plain side for what we're going for, but again, like the blocky nature of Legos lets you look at this stuff. You think, well, I can make something like this bit here using iron bars, or some of these shapes. So I like having a few images to draw from. Now, I really like this one as well. Again, there's just a lot to like. It's very similar to that one. So yeah, by putting a few of these together, hopefully we'll be able to figure out what we want. This one, like, I really like how the windows are set back, and I like these pillars here and how they lead up to something. So we could always incorporate a little bit of that too, but I think this is the main one that we're going here for today. I like that the window, we could put little cactuses in the window and flowers and stuff, you know? I like these little details. Far Over Mist, thank you for 45 streams in a row. Hador Palm Beanie, here for 10 in a row. Just a baby streak for you. Indeed. Your flag came today. Awesome. Yeah, tweet your flags at me and I'll retweet them over on the Twitters. Sir Rose Wolf, any adventures? I've been on just the one recently. It's not been the most exciting week, I guess. Alan says, I've listened to New Millennium Side Christ about 20 times since the video of Rent. Is that your first time hearing about that song as well? Because knowing that someone has listened to that song, you know, 20 times over the course of 2 days is not unsurprising. But like, if you're newly indoctrinated, that is awesome. Dude, that riff at the end is just the most awesome riff ever, right? Most awesome riff ever. End of Void Wolf, thank you for 48 months, 4 years, indeed. Can't wait to get your flag. They're coming through. They're coming through, people. They're coming through. So the problem I think we've got is that the browns in this game are not of that kind of cartoonish color. That's... You remember that toffee orange color that I commented on? Maybe we go in that direction then. Also, I kind of don't want it to be wooden. Terracotta might give us... Like, that's a little too vibrant for what we want. So we're struggling with browns that aren't the right kind of vibrancy. That being said, I think this block is very nice, actually. It's maybe a little plain, but I think we can work with it. That too is quite nice, just maybe not the right color. There is also that... And I'm building this palette right where we were building, but that's fine because we have the magic of the editing tools, Axiom and all of that, don't we? Yeah, so let's see. Any other oranges? I don't feel like I'm seeing much that match the tone of that image at all. What about the brown mushroom block? That's a classic. There it is. That goes quite well next to that one, doesn't it? And that one there, to be fair. Probably again the right... Dried mud, says Winnie T. Ford. We've got dripstone. Dried mud. Do you just mean mud? It's on the dark side. Too much texture on the dripstone. Composters. They are a block. They are a thing. Yeah, it's a lot of texture, but it's the right kind of texture for a building. Loxian, thank you for 20 streams in a row. Siberian Wolf, thank you for gifting us a sub to Sir Rose Wolf Ego. Always appreciating the gifting of the subs. Thank you so much. Packed Mud. Packed Mud is that one, isn't it? Yeah, no, we got that. Bee houses might be too light. There are some nice colours here. Like the right side of that, it looks gorgeous. It doesn't tend to repeat well, in my opinion. It's like, feels like it bridges one colour to another. I can kind of see that might fit really well below it. What block did I just break? No, it was a beehive, wasn't it? That's almost a nice transition. That's really nice as well. And then you want like the yellow the other side of it. There's that. I think I'm going to put these in place, actually. So you want something really yellow on top of it. The game doesn't have quite the right shade of yellow, but you know, you put that in a row, it'll look super cool. So any others? Any other things coming to mind? I find it really interesting working off of this material because you go and look at what the game offers you and it feels like, oh, actually this game doesn't have as much. And obviously part of the brilliance of this game is extracting all sorts of different like ideas and things from the limited set. But for me, when you jump from like an image with a really clear color and then you can't find that color, it's a little bit like, what do I do? See, there's some nice colors here and there, but they have the wrong textures. That's potentially a helpful block. Maybe the note block, which will look awful for me building. Actually, I'm going to skip the note block because I'd have to put up with it having the notes on it all season. That one, possibly. These are actually kind of interesting textures too, right? And then you can always embellish with signs. But we're trying to avoid wood, I think. And then that's kind of it for blocks. So this is our very broad, taking a look at everything type palette here. And there's definitely something we can do. I think that's going to fit with that so well. Doesn't quite look that wooden. And it even almost looks good next to these two, right? Is there like a tone or a color that matches that? That almost does. Maybe regular terracotta is a little closer or something with a bit of pink. It's like almost there. But it's not quite. What about that one? That's so close. So close. Raw iron block. Hello. That's too much texture. That's just like a crazy amount of texture. Callie, thank you for your prime. 87 months. Woo! Getting closer to the dungeon. Tanny Glace is here for 81. Woo! Big numbers. Thank you so much, Tanny. Thank you, Callie, as well. Acacia logs. Y'all have got a point there, actually. Strip logs. Should probably check most of those out. And then, where the shelf at, homie? Shelf be down here. Because if we want to go in that nice orange direction, there are a few oranges. Now, we kind of already did orange there, is what I think. So I'm definitely leaning towards brown. But it's nice to throw together this color palette, isn't it? So yeah, what did I say? Stripped? Like, what are the stripped? That one. And this one. I think we're giving ourselves some options now. This dark brown, it's like wood, but like from far enough away, it becomes just a bit more of a tone. Because the texture is not as contrasty. This is also kind of brown. Like, there are other textures here. They're just very textury. Yeah, so a lot of browns, some oranges. Like, there's a lot of good stuff there. Let's go ahead and we'll outright move all of this. We'll go ahead and move it. Probably just over there. So, up that way, rotate. There, that'll be nice. Sweet, and then we can kind of like turn over there and look. It's also a nice distance where less of that texture gets in the way. Now, as for our building, you can see here that we've got like a thing. This, I think, will look... you know, it could actually look really good right there. I kind of wondered if it would be better going back a little bit. I'm gonna cancel that for now. I don't think we need to focus on that. We don't need to focus on this here too much either. We just need to figure out the shape of our shop here. So we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were to keep the pathway about 4, we can come out like that. And we got this. Let's go back to that image again and suss out how we're starting this thing. Tegan, thank you so much for 60 streams in a row. Big numbers. We got Heart Gamer here for 31 months. Got a joke for you. What do you call 7 when it has the flu? 6, 7. Oh my god. Do you want to know what's funny? I was literally thinking, as soon as you said 7, how can I turn this into a 6, 7 joke? And, you know, you did it. You did it for me. Bill, thank you for 26 months. Appreciate it. Thank you for your amazing support, people, as always. Brune Snooter. It is hard to pronounce, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. Right, okay, so this bit, wait, you can't see it. That's fine for now. Where do I want to put it? Like, is the entrance going to be there or there? In my mind, I've been seeing the entrance here, and I think what we need to do is do a 2-tier thing. So, I think we want big glass windows on the bottom tier, and then do some sort of double-heighted entrance. Is there anything like that here, or anything to draw from? I'm not sure there is. Luckily, I know what I mean. So, we want some big windows here that go right down to the ground. Maybe not actually, because you're going to enter around the corner. 2 wide or 3 wide? I feel like we're getting quite cozy here. Quite cozy. This might be the next building's blocks. In which case, then you want it to be 3 wide. It doesn't... really lacking a bit of space here, aren't we? We could possibly make that 3 wide if I wanted to. And then I could do the same thing here, actually. I could really give us some space. Yeah, I think I've got a feeling we're going to need more than less. And although the promenade is supposed to be 4 blocks wide, this bit's 3, so it's been done before. Yeah, I think we'll get away with making that 3 blocks wide, so that's fine. That gives us an extra block to work with down here. And I think I would prefer a 2 wide entrance. Although, we need a window at this level as well, so maybe actually we try and do things a bit different and put the entrance here. Try and avoid the symmetry. I do feel like I still want a little bit of extra space. I could possibly push that back and give myself that extra space still. So we'll move that like here. And we'll go ahead and stack that to there. So that works. A little bit of extra space and then more space to work with here, basically. For however all of this is going to come together. Right. We're starting to see it. We're starting to see the proportions, I think. Hi, Xisuma. How you doing today? B2E asks. I'm doing great, thank you. It's been a good day. It's been a busy day. Moved around a lot today. Morbrick77, thank you for 85 months. Appreciate it. Up to the 100. Well, I'll see you in 15 then. Thank you so much, my dude. Yeah, so like we want big windows, right? And then our second floor starts here, but then we have like a subfloor thing over there. So we're gonna capture that street vibe that we saw a moment ago. I kind of feel like the windows might not be over this bit, but maybe, maybe 2 wide. Maybe 2 there as well. I feel like we're losing something. These windows were very like big and open, and we've got like pillars that come out the front a bit. I'm not working with a lot of depth here. I'm not working with a lot of depth. That's what I got to remind myself. I think I don't even know what blocks we're doing this with yet, but I feel very much drawn towards this right here. So let's say we were to really try and make those windows feel big. Then we do something like this. And then we need glass behind it, right? Have I ever watched something motorsport related like Formula 1 or endurance racing? Yeah, I've endured watching Formula One on occasion. Maybe it needs to be darker than that. That's probably going to be dictated more by the blocks around this thing. And well, what's underneath the glass, what's framing it, all sorts. So at the street level, I'm kind of thinking this material is probably what's going to work best for now. Kind of going in the right direction, isn't it? I feel, again, though, like that street view that we saw a moment ago, something about the glass was so much more inviting. We need a way to just make this feel a little bit more open somehow. Maybe some sort of pillar on the corner. What will be the purpose of this build if it even has one? Great question. I didn't mention that yet. I kind of want it to be a bookstore, by the way, like a bookstore vibe, which obviously is quite important. That's why I think I went with brown. I don't know. Just think about like brown bricks felt a little bit more old school. Speaking of which, brown bricks, like, I know this isn't quite the brown I was after, but does it feel booky? This could be one of those builds where we just, as we pull it together and we think about the theme, we end up just not building anything like the original concept. It happens. So like spruce is probably the more appropriate color here. But then the vibe sort of shifts. I think I like that darker color a lot more. Blueberry Ghost, welcome to the stream. Jungle Shelves, says Amanda. Jungle does fit. It's very like it's even closer. There's less contrast there. But, you know, there needs to be more blocks than this in the area in general. There needs to be a little bit more depth and stuff coming out of this. Like, sometimes you can bring a little bit of that about with some shapely details like so. Other times you need stuff that's a bit more structural. Having trapdoors is a really good one. But I feel like I maybe trapped myself in a little bit on this part, because when I was building these buildings, I had much less restriction. And you can see here how, like, there's even more space out the front. And then there's, like, the flower box is, like, 2 blocks. Then the window is actually, like, 3. So that depth really goes a long way. Now we're kind of going in this direction. So I think we'll do our best to try and stick on that dark palette and keep ourselves... yeah, going in that direction. How do we bring a little bit more shape and detail to that? Because that's so plain, right? Where's the shape gonna come from? Tinted glass panels. Panes even. Tinted glass panes. They don't exist, right? So we can add that on the corner, and it's like, you know, yeah, there's a little bit more 3D shape, but... Maybe if more of the building is... Like, what's going to go on top of this? More of the building is here. There needs to be some sort of trim. We're going to really struggle if we don't go with wood blocks. I think we're really going to struggle to get the texture and stuff, because the wood palettes give you so many options. That's not quite right. How do I get that to be right then? So once you've placed it, that's it. And I think it's based on what direction you place it, so it's kind of tricky to get this correct. Already I like the tone of that more. Probably change those ones around a bit. So what's going to go above it? You know, some sort of like paneling split thing somewhere around here. It needs to add a little bit of an overhang, I think. Again, right, so This is why I think wood pallets are a bit OP in this game. And maybe we need more love for some of the other blocks, because there's just so many little variations on shape that you'll get pulled into using them. Now you can start to build yourself a little overhang here, you see. Maybe even just that on its own. Just with a bit of a different texture. You need a shapey block to make it work. Have fun writing in chat. TXS, welcome to the stream. Morebricks77, 85 months. Very much appreciated. Up to the 100. Wait, did I must have read that one already, right? The new one is TB&R Woods, 35 months. Both stonks and riots. You could try alternating orientations of bark block to break up the wood lines. Yeah, like stuff like that, right? There's lots we can do. It's not going to come together in one go. Like, I'm slowly assembling shapes and textures is kind of the process, whilst trying to consider the overall direction and stuff. So part of me was starting to wonder about using carpet. Slytro, thank you for 80 months, my dude. Welcome back to another one. Then we get this like really big contrast all of a sudden, so like maybe something darker. But the original image, if we just like, this is what I'm getting about. There's just this ridge that comes around the top, like some decorative panel and ridge. That's like texture and shape. And it's very nice because it helps break up what's above. Also, just something else about this image that I think is important. Look at how the building behind it goes off the edge. It's actually like, this is a facade pulling out of the front. And that could be a clever trick we could use in this build. So that's 3 things now. 3 things lined up. Texture, shape, and facade. So that's actually a brilliant texture for what we're trying to achieve right here, I think. Let's go move this up by 1 block. That's probably the kind of texture that you want. It's, you know, it's got its contrast with what we've already got. It's a bit noisy. It's a bit strong. There are other options, but like something like that, I think is what we're getting at. Now, as for this being a facade to the building next to it, if we go ahead and shift everything here, yep, over that way by 1, and focus on that, this will wrap round the corner for another window. And already here we have this. This is very nicely positioned for our next texture. Now, I really wanted to go with this, but I have a feeling it's not going to be right. But we'll try. You see, now we're sort of saying that this is actually the building right here. We could even potentially shift this in a block if we really wanted to. Like, we've added some shapely depth there. I think it's going to work if we push this in a block, right? So now we've made that look more like a facade that's pulling out of the actual building. The building here is very plain. Very plain, but we could possibly add texture to it. Maybe making a noisier palette or some sort of colors that fit together. We're getting there. We're getting there. James McMilner, thank you so much for the 50 streams in a row. Appreciate you tuning in again. Very kind of you. Callie says, I meant like a checkerboard pattern or upright and sideways strip logs, but that also works. Yeah, maybe that'll be something we do. I kind of have to just follow my nose a lot of the time, and like, you just have to pick up on what feels like the next piece of the puzzle and follow it. So if I'm jumping around a lot, there is a little bit of method to that madness. It's just trying to like understand what I'm seeing mentally and if I can stick with it, right? I kind of don't want to go in this direction, but I feel like we might have, if we can get one more block in there, but I'm not sure that block exists. It's very close to that tone. I mean, that may be kind of lovely. And this is sticking out, whereas this one recesses. So imagine for a moment that we are going to go in that direction. Where does this join up? Like there? Or would it make more sense if it came out by one? That might be the way. I think that might be what we're looking for. Something like that. Gives us a nice opportunity to do stuff with the shape here as well. It's a little different. Yeah, so everything here is always subject to change. It's about like mixing and matching until we get it together. I am not a big fan of like well, I say I'm not a big fan. I love it. I love it when people can texture from like one starting color to another one, like B-dubs. So like maybe the top of the build is like, or the wall is like sandstone, but somehow is like moss in it as well. But I'm not that brave. Plus, I feel like the building style we've established doesn't suit that. But I'm always looking for textures and colors that are really close together, and I feel like that can be really, really quite difficult sometimes. Like that's not planks. That's a nice one. Sort of coming back to what we did over here, though. Let's go look at our buildings again and see if any other colors pop. It's very dark and clean. That might not be a bad inspiration considering the texture or the palette of blocks we've been looking at. That's a little too bland. I don't think there's quite those sorts of colors. By the way, is that using some of the same blocks here? No. These are interesting Lego blocks. Legos used to be much simpler when I was a kid. So yeah, maybe go in that direction, but still, I love this one so much. So we'll see. Any suggestions, chat, then, for groupings of like 3 or more blocks that are roughly the same color? Now, that's really almost working now. We're looking at almost having about 4 blocks here. And they would mostly center around that block, right? This one would be the sort of default, if you like. If we follow this upwards a little bit, we'll see we're going to make 2 wide windows here for each of the floors. So we can kind of leave that together. Mud brick, packed mud, and mushroom. Again, it's like it's going too close to what we've already done. We're looking for something a little different. If they have monochrome accents, black or grey, we could actually go for something a little more chromatic here. We might end up doing that. We'll see. We could also switch it around so that this is actually what appears down here, and then we put the darker stuff up top. You never know. That's why we're just piecing bits of this puzzle together one by one, right? So right now we're at the phase where we're kind of just trying to figure out maybe the windows would start 1 block lower. Yeah, we're at that phase where the broader shape is now coming together. And then you would have a 2 at the end there. I never liked that. Then again, this could always get pushed back by 1, right? So maybe that does work. The problem with this, though, is that we're not leaving ourselves a lot of room for detail at all, unfortunately. So it may end up looking a little bit like some of the others. The scale here is like really tricky to do. I think I started off pretty well. Like the scale here, I think is fantastic. But as I improvise more, I think the constraints meant there was like less depth. Like look at the use of depth here. And then when we get around to this side, I think we start to lose some of that depth. And it adds a lot. And there's like, the way we're setting up this one right now, there's no room for it. If we didn't put windows on this side, we could add in some depth. So there's always the possibility of putting something else here instead of windows, right? And then you can do something like this. And now you got the option for depth. However, I'm getting the feeling like the window to space ratio now doesn't feel right. So it would need to be a bigger, wider building, and it's not. It's a small little thing. And that's just how building goes, right? It's a learning process. I've learned a lot this season about building. I'm happy to stick with this though, because I think it will, although it'll have less detail, I think it will be right for the block. I kind of feel like this building should go higher than the one next to it. So we'll do that. It's funny because the actual Lego bookstore cafe is the same maple orangey brown. It truly is a good bookstore color. Yeah, I agree. It's a very good color for the bookstore. Okay, that's in the right spot. Let's go ahead and use the stack tool next to lighten the lows. Let's take a step back. That's perfectly proportioned right there. That really is solidly proportioned for this street. I must say, I look at that and I think that the color can be darker. All the mushroom block textures are so versatile, says James. I think what I like about it is that it's not so heavily saturated, so it can potentially lend itself to a few different tones, like yellows, browns, and whatnot. But then, like, it's got a decent sort of texture that doesn't impose too much about it. Like, strong textures then signal, like, material. Like, what is this made out of? Is it rock? Is it wood? And I kind of like the ambiguity of the brown mushroom block. It'd be nice to have a little bit more of that. Your wife's last name is Birch, so we have Birch's bookstore on our shelf. Oh, that's cool. Plus BB, you know. It balances well with the other big brown building. It does actually. However, I'm leaning in the direction of going darker with this, so we'll see what happens. Let's goof around with this block again. There's that, which you can put next to the stripped dark oak wood, I reckon, pretty well. And then this one, brown terracotta, grey terracotta. Wait. Oh, those two. Right. Did I miss that one? I think I might have missed that one over there. That one again. I'm not sure what my picks are here if we're going to go slick and clean. We do have like concrete and stuff. Joel, thank you for another raid. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you for bringing your peeps over. As you know, I seem to never be able to raid you back, but it's always appreciated, my dude. Maybe one of these days I'll get you. Let's see. Cyan. Have I even used cyan on like a big scale around here? Because that is a nice block. There's a nice block. Goes with that one pretty well. I think I've used them in the windows, right? Do I think I'll add any ambient noise to the promenade? Probably not. Probably not. I'm just going to chip away at things one thing at a time. I feel like where I'm at now with my season, I want to wrap up the promenade and get it feeling finished, but ready for expansion. I kind of want to get to a stage now where I expand and do one thing at a time and not feel like there's stuff to be done. Currently, there's the music machine and this. So it's like, when they're done, I'm going to have like a blank slate, which I feel like is what I need right now. This almost bridges the two, doesn't it? Right, so here's where I think, well, I was going to say use a little bit of world edit, but maybe not. Let's go back to those images. Like, we're going to go in the direction now of the clean, like that. Maybe this one in the middle here. I'm not so sure about that. I'm gonna close that one. I don't feel like we need to see that one again. This one too. I really like the windows there. If we were building on a different scale, we could possibly do that. The thing is, we've got those windows on the corner. Let's go back to looking at the corner for a second. If we ditch the windows there, we could give these ones here more depth, you know? So if I fill that in, it's not going to feel quite right. I think we went through this already. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's room for like one or two little small windows here and there to make it feel somewhat like there's something going on there. Yeah, because if we can set these back by one, that's going to add like a world of depth to our build here. And then we can do that like lead up to the arch thing, which would require stairs. That's another good point, by the way. When you pick color palettes, having a stair block and slab block that matches your color palette is super important. And like so many of the stair blocks in this game are a little too textured. At a distance, they don't weigh in as much, but close up they cause a problem. Like I'm kind of looking at these ones now and thinking they might go in with this. And you might then get away with using these two colors, perhaps. Okay, let's go into replace mode. Start to draw some of this stuff out. You like that I'm using Lego for reference? Yeah, it's been a really cool source of inspiration. I think there's a lot of stuff. I think just having a reference in general is cool, but the Lego is particularly suited to Minecraft, as one can imagine. So when you get up to the top here, that's when things are gonna happen. That's where the arch is. That's where we're like, can we fit in these tough blocks? I threw away the tough blocks. I think that one matches more. It's actually not a lot of space to work with. I think it matches that tone a little better too. And again, now these things, they just sort of pop out, right? You don't want to pop out, you want them to blend in. This is what's going to lead you towards using a block that's more, or a stair block that's part of a palette, you see? Now I'm thinking about that orange color again, because like, what about the cha-cha? But we've already done orange. We've done orange. We've done very vibrant along this bit. I don't want to go back to orange. What's another vibrant stair color we haven't done? Maybe mangrove. Maybe that red, like, it's a little bit of a brownish red. Just a tiny bit. Maybe that one. Wood blocks are always good. I'm in favor of us getting more types of slabs and stairs, but they got to fix the inventory first. Papa, are you drunk? Oh. You know what? I like that red a heck of a lot. I think it's just enough of a break from that. There is a lot of red there. Oh, we've already done mangrove. Okay. I'm leaning on this though. It's going to end up being a wood texture because the wood blocks are just so dang versatile. Am I potentially, like, now I look around and I'm thinking wood. Am I potentially falling into this trap of just slowly going through all the different wood blocks one by one? What about pale oak? Where are we at here? Let's type in stripped. That one I feel like could be leveraged a lot. So we're right next door to this. Jungle's got a shout. I think that might have... I think birch might have a shout. Birch bookshop. But we're being pulled in this direction. Like, to make the details work, you kind of need to use a wood block set. I'm perfectly fine, by the way, with our thing not ended up being exactly like I wanted to. Let's go with that. Let's go with this. Of course, jungle would fit in with the mushroom. Why don't we stick with the mushroom? Let's stick with where we're at. Like we got some good stuff going with the mushroom block. It does look nice. I did sort of want to get away from that, but if we use this block, like I'd already sort of established and then forgot that that fits in. So we keep that nice pale brownness. I have to get in here and replace a lot of this now, aren't I? This thing replaces fast. Yeah, we can mix and match some jungle logs, right? We like that, don't we? It's a bit on the pale side. We'll probably need like a bit of a color to zing it up here and there, just like little pops of color. False Aperture, thank you so much for 3 months. Let's go. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you for the support. You love some pale oak. Yeah. Oh god, don't make me change my mind again. Like, that's so bold. I'm glad I don't like that, actually. As much as that is a nice color, that is ridiculously bold and too standouty. So we're keeping it brown. Now's a good time, I think, to settle on what goes below this brown. Do we want to go with the dark oak look? Let's pick that one because that would come all the way down here. Like, it feels like something's missing here, you know? Do you know what might make a nice transition block? Is that one, actually? So now I've got to go like this, I think. That's now screams for oak wood to go underneath it. It's just like my ears hurt scream, you know what I mean? It's screaming for some of this below it. Literally screaming. And hey, maybe we end up with something that was never like the original thing, but if we get all the blocks together and we like how they look and feel, and we step back and we're like, actually, that's what we're going to build. See, I do like that, but I think we need something darker. I think we need contrast. And I was remarking earlier about how that color there's like a lot of stuff that gets close, but not quite the right shade. What does this thing think of... Wait, where is it again? Here. What does this think of all of that? Sort of neutralizes that color. Gives you a bit of a blend. Like that. The pink, maybe? Could that possibly work underneath here? No, it's too saturated. That one's a little bit closer, to be fair. This is where a texture might really come in. I mean, that's got a bit of personality about it, but like the lack of texture is what annoys me there. I can always try cherry. Do you know what? This cherry, maybe. When you see my wife, tell her I said maybe. That's not the quote, is it? What is what is the one from Futurama where what does he say to his wife? See, that's a nice color, but too much noise, I think. To anyone who knows the joke I'm referring to, show me age. What is it he says to his wife? I can't actually remember. Now it kind of looks like a book, does it? If you use your imagination enough, I guess it could. What about using that down here? Like, is that a bit wild? Are we not in replace mode? We're just going off the hinges now. Yeah, we're going off the hinges. Well, I think we know it needs something darker below it. So we can keep messing around with dark blocks. Like, maybe there's another, like, highly textured block that goes in that space. Where are all, like, the... Here they are, functional blocks. These can be useful. That might... The smoker? I don't know. Maybe? You really like this and books. I'm glad you like books. Books are for the brain smarts. There's a few worth trying here, I think. Even a barrel, maybe. All right, let's see what we get. I am actually thinking about this one here. So, like, if you put a bunch of... what happened to replace mode? Well, that's not the block I was trying, but okay. See, that probably won't fit unless we put wood under it, but we need something for some contrast. That's I think then going to make you want some stone block type stuff below it. Not saying we can't do that. Just saying that's not the vibe. That's not the vibe, homie. You say dark. Oh, maybe just look at the colors here. Like, wait, what am I doing here? I'm trying to middle click. So, like, we like this color. Lacks the texture though. Maybe the cyan one was better. Again, I'm thinking about details and stuff, and it's like you need a texture that has a bunch of other blocks it can work with. This is not actually going to end up looking too much like the original, I think. Chiseled deep slate. Let's try some deep slate. That is actually, yeah, for here, that's a pretty well textured block. Then that would probably work with the darker shade that we had. Which I still have. But just, again, not enough texture. And I know it's the same old thing. It's like you want the block that matches the stairs time and time again. You need extra shapes. We can't do... I mean, maybe we could get away with doing bricks, like that reddish color. But I've kind of already done like lots of the other colors that you can make out of these stairs already. So going with like a darker shade of deep slate is a possibility. Kind of don't want to do wood because we keep using wood. So like if we step back and look, we actually haven't done anything that dark down at this level here. So now we go in deep slate. It's not where I thought it would end up being, but if we like it, I think it's not... Those cracked blocks are not particularly welcoming for like storefront vibes, are they? Now we're a little more maintained. We're looking a little bit more professional. Over here, we could go with those ones for sure. Did we lose some glass over here at some point? Replace mode back on, get rid of some of those cracks. You leave one or two, but not too many because it's kind of got it, but it needs a bit of color. Y'all are suggesting polish red sandstone. We kind of did that already here, you see. I gotta say, all this building I've done lately has really made me really want more stairs and slabs. As much as the inventory is disgusting and I would not want to deal with that in survival, it's kind of needed. It's kind of needed. The old stairs and slabs as always. Right, so polished was the suggestion. Whoops, I did that wrong, didn't I? Wait, what have we got going on here? Makes it a little lighter, a little more professional, maybe. Honeycomb and copper ore block are your go-to orange combo. It's just so heavily heavily textured, right? Like, I'm not, oh dear. I'm not keen on that level of texture. Like, that's just too much for me. It just says too much about the block. It doesn't feel like a surface. It feels like, you know, it's a bunch of rumbly, weird rock. I could be mistaken, but that's how I feel. Is it meant to be dark? What's the shop? It's a bookstore. It was supposed to be the other way around. It was supposed to be darker on top and lighter down here. Do you know what? Now I don't like that we got that there and then we got it here. Man, doing this makes me have so much more respect for the builders on Hermitcraft. It's like, there's so much more to this than I thought. What about nether brick down here? Nether brick's a weird one. I always feel like you can never quite find the right time and place to use it. But maybe today is the day. I actually like that so far. That, oddly enough, I might go nice next to that. It might have just the right... It kind of does, actually. It kind of bridges the two a little bit. Okay, that's interesting. What about bookshelves? I mean, like, one thing a bookstore doesn't do is put the books on the outside in any particular bold way, but I think like, you want to see them somewhere for it to feel a little bit booky. It fits in with the colourful build. I think it fits in. I actually like that a lot. I'm wondering how far we can push it though. Like, does this thing need to be also on like... Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Golly gosh. Well, I think what I'm trying to say is... does it need to have like a bigger lip? Like that. Ooh, the underside texture. That's very, very unseen. That almost looks like... That texture there looks to me like it never got finished, right? Like it's flat, it's straight up like 3-tone flat color or 4-tone. And then everything else on this block is textured or shaded. It actually looks a little bit ugly, funny enough. Like here we are finding a bit more shape and flavor for our build. And then I'm like, we could continue this thing through this space here, possibly. I think this might work, people. I think it might work. I reckon spruce trapdoors. And then let's look at those... Let's look at those nether brick blocks again. Like, now we've got some shapes and stuff. Textures and... Oh my god, what are we going to do? We're going to have a field day. That feels like a much nicer texture than what we got going on. That's kind of cool. Really eats up a bit of the space, but I think it might be worth it. Here though, it becomes a bit obnoxious. I think what you'd have to do is really separate the walkway now. You have to kind of like that there, maybe. We're finding some shape. All of this could actually be, all of this right here could be pushed back in one more block. All of that could go back one more block and give us more promenade space. I think that's a possibility. I'm liking that now. What do y'all think? Starting to look like a small cinema entrance. Not quite what we were going for. Oh, I see what you mean. It's the bit up the top. So we need to work... Actually, yeah, you're seeing too much of that texture, right? We need to work on that a little bit. Now, I like this idea of having you know, fence gates when I had them, but they're gone now. That's already, it looks a little better. I think it needs bulk on top of it, right? Like, I know we've started with this thing here, but we can always move it up. Let's go break these blocks. Now it needs bulk above it. It needs more shape of some sort, and possibly like a reason to use this color again. We have Not Knighting Row, whose name I've been butchering since forever. Thank you for 111 months. That's right, people. 111. Some people are that crazy. You've been loving the shift to interior details this season, and the music machines have been cool. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad you like what we're up to. Maybe not, actually. Maybe that's not the right approach here. What about... Hey, this palette. No, we got the button. I want that. There it is. To me, that kind of works, but it's what's behind it that feels like now that's not in the right position, so... More like that to me now. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice. So maybe on this side, this is where we do that. And then maybe a little bit of it here somewhere as well. Like, those are the middles. Ah! Wrong block. Maybe these just be slabs at the end here. And maybe these trapdoors could actually be those trapdoors. I think we're getting somewhere, people. Getting a nice variety of blocks in. And a nice vibe. That's really nice. Oh, that's not. Looking good, says Kiwi. I think so. I think we've just pulled together enough elements. I must say, though, now that we got the dark wood in there, there's like a lot of contrast between that and what's above, and it makes me wonder if this is then going to need to be another material. Let's go back to our wood palettes for a second. Actually, I think I like seeing the colors from here. Something that's crossing my mind is that these two do look really good against it as well. And so in terms of like transitioning upwards, might something like that be a little nicer? Or possibly this one. This is where the replace tool can actually almost do wonders. You see what I mean? But then I think we're looking at what color comes behind it, and I set my mind on that. If we think through the thought process of going to brown, if we're now like, actually, we want to go somewhere a little darker because of what we built on the bottom, we're going to run into the same problem with the stair blocks because we want to add details and shapes. And there's really not a lot dark that I haven't done on the promenade. Like, there really isn't much left, is there? So I think we're gunning to stick to that. Do you know what? Look at this one here. This one's much more like the right vibe. So I have to use a slab block to replace those. It's a shame it's not like material replace or something. So again, if I want to do these, come down here. Then the trapdoors, I guess it puts them in the correct position for you. I think that's the better transition, isn't it, people? Right? It's a better transition. That's what we're looking at here. Resin blocks. We've done resin over here already. False coming in with the raids. Oh, who better than False to raid right now? False, I'd love to hear your opinion on what we're doing here. What's going on with that? Why is it the other way around and I can't rotate it? Rude. Welcome everyone. We're doing some building for the Promenade. We're in creative mode. We've been using some Lego pictures as inspiration. And pretty typically, as I found lately, early in my building process, I was very much rigidly sticking to some of the Lego creations. Like this one is very similar to the Lego. And then as we go further along here, it gets more and more sort of freestyled. But let me show you what we've been looking at today. This building in particular has set us on a track. Unfortunately, I didn't really feel like we had just the right kind of tone of colors because we'd already used red sand and the oranges. And anyway, really nice building. It's a well, actually it's a coffee store, but we're treating it as a bookstore. And so we're trying to build these big windows down the front before we build the entrance. And now we're trying to sort of create the transition to the block of color that you'll see above it. And for my research, I found a bunch of other pictures just to get me inspired and get me thinking about some of the shapes that we might see. This one here is going to play a big influence, I think. And this one's kind of plain. We tried to go in a plain direction a fair few times today, right? But I keep finding the big thing about these builds is that you always need to tie it to a wood color, because the woods have all of these different little shapes that you can work with, and they're so important for detail. And I guess I'm maybe not very comfortable at just like switching up lots of color and stuff, so I end up coming back to these like time and time again, these wood palettes, because you need them for the details. I think Minecraft sorely needs something different there, you know. Hey, that's just me. Anyway, False, I'd love to see some feedback. You use brownstone, similar to that last Lego build for your shop as an inspo. Brownstone. Similar to the last Lego build. You did end up... Are you on about the one that you've just recently built in the shopping area? That might be a good case study for us. Right, we've also knocked about with this idea of adding in or pushing back the space a little bit further, but I think I'm not going to worry about that too much. Like, I know the Promenade is getting a little bit squozed here, a little bit squeezed, one might say. Don't know what I'm doing here, just sort of putting these in to give myself an idea. But I think it's okay. I think maybe here we just rock and roll with a little extra pillar and let it be its own thing. Yes, it looks great so far. Brownstone is in New York style terrace buildings. Oh, is that what it's called? Yeah, yeah. When I found those images that I shared a moment ago, they were the word New York popped up on one of them, and it got me to type in like Lego New York, and then I found a few more of those sorts of building facades. They are definitely really nice to work with. Right, we can, in a way, expose a little bit more of the building like that. Here we're looking at all of this now becoming a part of it. Do we want this thing to, like on this side it shifts over. Do we want to repeat that over there? Based on the dimensions of this, probably not. It's probably okay. What is... Oh, it's because we shifted that along there, right. So now we're saying that whatever this build is, it then becomes the facade on this side, which is what we originally wanted. So that's not a problem. And it looks like we're going to go with the entrance maybe there. Originally, I think I wanted a window, but we've shifted this thing around so much. And then you're gonna... I don't know what on earth it's going to be like in here. Maybe you sort of go around the corner and up into this room, because we need all this glass here to make that window depth thing work. And like immediately you go inside and you've run out of room. This is another one of the challenges of all the building, right? If we look, if we do that again, that's actually going to be like this, isn't it? So now from the outside, it's a little bit more set. That's okay. I think we can work with that. I think what we need to see when we look through is stuff related to books. Bookshelves? Not in that grouping, huh? I thought they would have been grouped together. We'll grab some. We'll grab some. Wow, it's looking magnificent. Thank you, thank you. Very kind words. Yeah, so maybe we can just make this height here work in our favor, where this is... I think the floor is going to be a different material, right? The floor level is there, so the entrance needs to, like, cut you off about here. We can have another window on this floor that's of that room, possibly. Maybe something a little different going on there, not sure. That feels kind of okay. I think I'd like to offset this. I think it would be fun just to have it offset. And then this could be a staircase that comes up into this room, which will have more space on that side over there. We're going to go ahead and just continue using the same material. So you drift up into this room. Just enough room there to, like, turn the corner. You can actually reclaim that space. So a little bit of room here for whatever. That feels kind of good. Now, the thing I want to see is, like, bookshelves everywhere, right? Like, they're not all going to be full. Some will be like this. But can we make... I think this is all going to be oak wood in here, but can we make this interior just feel, like, very book-related? And can we give it some depth? So, when I say depth, I think what we need to do... Oh, I can just hold down. Oh, of course I can. It's Axiom. That's magnificent. Look at that. Vanilla, take notes. And then as we go up, we can probably find, like, ways to add a bit more shape and space. But yeah, I kind of want to feel like what you see through here is the bookstore, and you see the books, and that's a nice view. And, like, maybe we find other places, like, maybe they're actually here as well. I don't know. It all depends on how it looks from the outside, right? We want it to look really interesting when you peer in and see what's going on the inside. Yeah, so really good stuff. Really good stuff. We're pulling it all together nicely, I think. As for this building on top, where do we want our windows to start? Let's go look at our reference images again. We're going to focus on the transition between the bottom and the top. Like a big bland strip, a clear and obvious separation here. It's just the material going upwards. Some borders are used. You know, this one's got the recess thing going on. We could still try and get a little bit of that. Maybe a mix of a couple of things. It's nice to look at that. On this side, yeah, no. On the sides, we're very much stuck to keeping the same thing going. It's really just at the front that we're going to pull it forward. And the more we pull it forward, I think the more we're going to open ourselves up to little windows there. Do we want to pull it all the way to the front? Do we want to go one block higher and have something here? So I think we need to look at possibly adding in a material like this. That would be wood, actually, wouldn't it? To act as a bit of a separating barrier. Then we could put some... Oh, actually, I kind of like that a little bit more, I think. That also vibes with this. Maybe not. It was one of the textures I think I tried to see if it looks similar in any way. But it doesn't. That's okay. Maybe this could be one of those, like, really big windows, and then you see, like, much more height. Like books and staircases and stuff going upwards. Think like that Harry Potter wand shop, you know? Things all over the place. Maybe even at this height here, like loads of books everywhere. And you got this big old window showing it all off. Let's get some glass panes here. Question, do your music skills translate well to rhythm games? Generally not, because rhythm games tend to not follow the rhythm in my experience. I used to play like Guitar Hero, and I hated it because I would like strum the rhythm that I could hear, Or sometimes I can even already play it on guitar, right? And so, yeah, they kind of annoy me because they're made for like casual gamers, not particularly people who know how to play instruments. It's a very weird thing. So yeah, I've never really liked them because of that. I mean, there's some serious cohesion here. I must admit, the plainness of the brown, it does feel a little odd, but I think we can make it work. We've still got stuff to do in these areas. Maybe some greenery out of the front. Actually, I kind of feel like seating out of the front. Something's telling me, like, put together... We've got a lot of oak on that side. Maybe put together some seats here. Although, maybe they don't have to be perfectly arranged every time you build some seats, right? It's the same dang shelf. The dang shelf, yo! Maybe we go for some contrast. Yes, please. Like, you gotta sit in it. Oh, that kind of work. I feel like these should be different colors. That's what I feel like. Like, let's get a birch one out here. That's nice. We got room for one more? I think we have. Let's go with... Ooh. A bit spicy. We'll go with this one. There's actually really nice touches of colour, those are, aren't they? Really nice little touches of colour to bring to the area. If I had more space here, it might even make sense to rotate them and put some tables, but I've really hemmed myself in there. Oh well, not a big deal. Have a feeling, yeah, that somehow just gives it a little extra. Right then, so the final piece of this puzzle for now is to move our front facade. How many blocks forward? Like 1, 2. I think it's just going to have to go there. If we do that, yeah, I don't like that. I think it's going to be there. It's going to come all the way forward. And I think it's going to be taller than that by the time we're finished. Will there be balconies? We might throw on 1 or 2 if it feels appropriate to do so. Oh yeah, we're probably going to use that material here and there as well. Right, here's the dealio, people. I had a cup of tea at the beginning of this stream, and guess how much of it I drank? Not enough, basically. Not enough. Oh, I'm doing this all the wrong way around, aren't I? Doing it all the wrong way around. Probably still am doing it the wrong way around. I fancy making myself another cup of tea, if that's okay, people. Let's stand up for the next part of this stream. When I was a child, I did some guitar lessons, but I didn't have enough coordination to play. I only got better coordination after I started playing Guitar Hero, but after playing the acoustic guitar was still felt frustrating. Now I only ever mess with music on the computer. Oh, that's a shame. Instruments are awesome. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, like, getting into playing guitar can be super difficult, especially if you focus a little too much on some, you know, talented players, like, that make it look easy and stuff. It's not an easy thing to do, and, you know, if you don't persist and stick at stuff like that, you might not, you know, make it to the end, so to speak, right? If we go back to one of our images just for a second, yeah, this one. There's quite a big gap, and the windows are quite tall. So let's say we rethink the size a little bit so we can add some details. Let's say we make all of these 2. And then the next ones you see are like 1, 2, 3, 4 at that height. That's quite a big difference now, isn't it? So let's go grab... That's actually huge. So there? Is that the way to do it? Oh, we gotta go into stack mode also. We're looking at going up like that. That is a tall building, but I think it's probably just about the right scale. Wouldn't you say, people? Lost the game? What is it? 2008? 2007? We playing the game? Today you learned that Gravity Falls theme song on guitar because I'm sick, and that's one of the only things I can do about passing out. Oh, sorry to hear you're under the weather. Be sure to rest up. So Rosewolf says, hey X, guess what? What? I'm so funny, aren't I? Right, I'm going to go boil the kettle, but it'll take a minute because I don't think I left much water in it. That's the wrong thing. That's the right thing. Check out my music. If you didn't know I make music. Soulside Eclipse, go look it up. Right, I'm going to go boil the kettle, people. Don't go anywhere. All right, the kettle is boiling. It's boiling, boiling, boiling. It's looking awesome. Maybe nether brick where the terracotta is. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I know the screen is not switched back. I'm going to... feels a bit odd. No, it feels really odd putting that material back, but... Lots to do now, lots to do now. I think we're like on that home stretch where all the ideas have been figured out. And we're just piecing things together. Digital Chaos, thank you for 90. 90. 90, very cool. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That's very nice. But yeah, kettle's boiled. I need to go take care of that next. Right, cup of tea. Cup of tea. Oh, almost forgot to take my one back. Here it is. All right, people. All right, all right, all right. Got me a tea. Too hot to drink. So I think it will have to cool down. Yeah. Right, let's get back into this. Maybe having a bird's nest on one of the roofs. That's a terrific idea. How would you pull that off? That's a cracking idea. Put some parrots up there. Do you put sugar in your tea? No. Ruin the taste of it. Let's see. I kind of really like the idea of having like drain pipe type shapes that come down the front. I guess actually there is a material that does that. It would be this, and it fits our palette. Huh. What did I say about using wood pallets? Like, that's probably too much 3D for this area, isn't it? It's too much dimensionality. Like, we're looking for something to break up what's here. We need to get the windows in place. It could be that these blocks on the inlay are a different color, or like something, different texture. Maybe that. Oh, I think that's quite good. It's the lighter one. I think I want something ever so slightly lighter than that, but like I like that. That's the one right there. We need a little bit of break from the brown, right? And we got the darker brown. That's really good. That's nice. That's the sort of place you can put that flat texture, right? Okay, we don't need to do this over and over again, by the way. We can sort of focus on one and then repeat it elsewhere, which is nice. You put lemon in your tea. Interesting. That'll flavor it up. What kind of tea is it? It's an English brekkie. What about a giant octopus? That's a cracking idea. Oh my good God. Oh, the dad jokes. The dad jokes. We love them. See, I do like that. Let's go back to those images, right? Like, they just got more framing. It's got more than just the glass pane. I don't think there's too many ways. Maybe something across the middle. But then we'd be sacrificing a little something here. Maybe that. I think the way to do it might be with a wall block, right? So what's a similar tone to the glass pane? It's this. If you did that, you might just get that sense of like upper lower. I actually do get the sense of upper lower window, but I don't think the material is right. We have to type in wall. Now we have that is close. Or do we want contrast? Do we want to touch it brown or orange or what? I think we'll go with that. Does that work, people? I think that kind of works. It also feels just a touch different from what you would almost expect to see. So that's nice. Now we've got to look at those brown bits and just think like you could put something on either side to break it up, but it's too wide instead of free, so it connects across the middle. What's the faintest of details that we can put in here? Maybe jungle shelves, hanging signs. Hello. Wood pallets. You always need wood pallets. Buttons, trapdoors, things to mess around with, right? So, trapdoor here, like that. That's got a little something going for it. Buttons. Probably not so much going for it. These things, very nice. But they feel a bit like glued on, like they're not actually attached to much or doing anything. I have a feeling these might just be glorious. I think that plus this. Although, maybe they should be the other way around. Like, attached to that. Oh, there you go. Oh, hello. Hello, darkness, my old friend. What if you put them here? Why do I get a weird feeling that might somehow... It kind of looks like it's like a shutter for the window or something, right? When you put it at this level, you start to hide the brown bit. I think, you know, there's going to be the occasional setup like this. We have some leaves and we have some spruce wood. Spruce, wood. The browns will line up. Right, the occasional one of those. Not all of them have it, but some will. So if we did that here, right? Doesn't really mess with what's below it that much, actually. I think we might go with that. We might have those. We could change the colors a little bit because they're wood palettes. So we personalize some of the windows a touch. There's a lot we can do here. I also think I might just keep this whole thing plain. Oh, that being said, I do like a few of those in there. All right, I do like that. Okay, let's try and round up more of this building and get it ready for like whatever's next, I guess. There we go. I think I want those to go over. That's what my gut says. Just put them over the top like that. Then the ceiling can be... It's gone quite like brutalist, industrial feeling in a way. Like the color isn't quite there, but the shape is. Maybe not as angular, but very, very clean and plain now, isn't it? Very kind of like bland estate shape. I think it's this wall here that might be the hardest part of the whole build because it's just got nothing going for itself right now, so it needs some work. That one's got this building next to it to help it a little bit. It's gonna need to come back at least there, isn't it? Yeah, we're gonna have some work to do on the server. We got building to do, people. One thing I do know about this right here, this building that we'll have to also figure out at some point, is that I wanted it to very much be as high as or level to something over here, right? I think about that high, maybe higher. Yeah, I think in my mind, the higher it goes, the more it sort of validates the position of the thing next to it. I don't know why. I didn't even know if what I said makes sense. It's just how it feels. Like, to have all of that space filled in. Actually, I don't know. I think maybe just a touch lower. Like, it comes to about here. I think that might be the right height for it. But that's something for a different day. Let's not distract ourselves. Right, chat. You've been quiet today. I get it. I've been just doing my building thing, getting in the zone, talking about what I'm thinking. But I'm going to stand here because I know what we're going to do next. I can see where this is going, so I'm going to stand here for a bit and drink my tea. So if you want to have a chat, throw something in the chat. This is going to look epic with Mumbo's skyscrapers in the background. It's going to blend quite well, in my opinion. I agree. He was a little fearful that it wouldn't, but I was quite confident because I think Hermitcraft has always had that touch of blending very different things together. When building IRL, have such a massive flat wall, they often put some sort of painting on them. Callie! Maybe a stylized book block art to fill it. That was actually an idea that I wanted to do. I wanted to do something with banners. And one of the pictures that I found that wasn't in our inspiration had like a mural. Wait, maybe it's actually... Maybe I do have it. Here it is. Yeah, I do have it. Okay, let's go check it out. So there was an image here that I didn't put in. This is actually a Minecraft build, right? So sometimes when I search the Lego modular builds, it shows me people that have taken them and done them in Minecraft already. As you can imagine, I've avoided using these because they kind of give you a bit of a block for block answer. Like already, now I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my god, like, look at this double trapdoor thing there. And, oh god, I'm going to end up using this now, aren't I? And look at those iron bars. And look what's on the side of it though. Like if we do that with banners, right? And like you said, this looks... Oh my... This is such a good reference image. I kind of feel a bit bad now. I was avoiding using this, but it's a look at how boldly they use the browns. I just can't build like that. I see too much of the texture. I see way too much of that. This is actually like a really good reference image. Look at those lecterns. This has literally got like the bookstore elements in it. The lecterns in the window, that's crazy. I didn't even think about putting lecterns in ours. That means that I don't have chat on my window now because I've been distracted. So yeah, something like that up there then. And that kind of, I think, means that we want these things a little more often. Maybe they go in line with that. Right? Like, that's the only other thing that... tried to avoid that. It's the only other thing I can point at and sort of say, hey. You're like, this is not working. There we go. So if we have a line every so often, we can then look at that and break that up a lot easier. That's a good touch. That's a good touch. Sorry, drawing your character with Doom Guy, chainsaw hands full. You got to show me it when it's done, my dude. You got to show me it when it's done. Beehives? Do you think the beehive stuff might fit in here? I mean, rotated the right way, it might. It's a little... Nah, the texture's off, in my opinion. I mean, like, that build we just looked at, they clearly disregard texture over color. I maybe need to take a lesson. I also feel like we could put a little bit of degradation in here and there. We could have some of these blocks just spread off or drift, if you know what I mean. Alright, so in terms of stacking what we've built... We just take a full block of it like that. Except we need the glass. There we go. So that's going to go 1, 2 like that. Then we do the same thing again. Might have done that wrong actually. Let's go here to there. Right, so a lot of that will get customized. It'll get customized. And now, like, the idea would be that we put like an art mural or something in, but yeah, we've divided up some spaces. Now, one of the other things I didn't quite get to is that on this side, it's like, there's a much bigger space to do the art mural thing, but it's not the side that you kind of come and look up at. It's going to be like a bit of a hidden space. So the viewing angle is always going to be pretty poor, isn't it? Have I ever done martial arts? I have not. However, I'm very fond of martial arts. I think it's the kind of thing I would have liked to have perhaps done when I was younger. I think it's a good thing to learn and know how to look after yourself in that capacity. People, of course, shouldn't have to. Someone always says, you shouldn't have to, but it's like, hey, got to deal with reality as well, though, right? Like, that's just how the game is. The game! On that side, I put them on the outside. I think I'm going to go and do that all the way around, yeah. Gives the build something it needs, actually, I think. It needs that. Banksy mural. Yeah, on the side of the building. Hi, Xisuma. I said in the music live stream, considering that the guitar riff you did sounds nearly similar to the Doom soundtrack from the original games. Yeah, that's because we were writing it up in MIDI and doing the same sort of style on the guitar. That's what that was. I almost wonder if that brown could be like a bolder color that says a little bit more, you know? Like, are we missing the opportunity there to be wild? What happened here? How do we get, like, cut copper in, you know? Like, are we missing an opportunity when we're not going radical and doing something like that? Well, that's pretty ugh. But what's a radical block that might just add some pizzazz? That I think that would work if we then went and put the deep slate stuff in. Huh. I thought we were all done, by the way. I thought we were all done with all of this. But no, here I am redoing some bits, apparently. I reckon maybe tiles. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's a bit more contrasty. I feel like it's going to get me to change the jungle stuff if I start doing that. Which we could do, right? Like, there are other hanging signs. Ooh. That's kind of funky. Don't worry about it. Kind of getting a little bit away from the idea now. Also, wasn't this supposed to have arches at the top? Like, that's why we started using jungle wood, so we could build arches. But that's long gone now. Like, this is a new look for the building. I kind of really like it, but it just, I don't know, it feels a bit wrong. You could also add extra detail by writing on the hanging signs. That's very true. Very true. You've been thinking about movement in builds. Even be as small as putting a jukebox at the shop entrance. Yeah. The game sorely needs a little bit more of that. Right, let's try and land this one now more than continuously iterate and deviate, you know? Feel like that's the goal now. We've gotten so far to get this nice cohesion. Let's not goof it up. Let's give it a replace mode. That's getting a bit goofy, isn't it? So we can personalize some of these windows, change the color of the signs, put in some leaf blocks. That'll look really cool. What were some of the details that I picked up on that? Like lights hanging over the top of stuff, and then some iron bars out the front of one of... This won't work here, but like the idea would be that you have some iron bar railing. It'll attach to those. Yeah, that's not going to work. I think we've found the pieces that work for us. So let's go get our trapdoors in. We'll do some dark, some spruce, and some oak. Those are the three tones. Maybe that as well, actually. Let's swap out that one for that. Then we'll go to the leaves. Definitely got to put in some cherry, little pops of color. I don't think we'll go with the pale. I think we'll go with that right there. So we'll start with that. So we'll do one down here. Okay, we'll put cherry in here. A little bit of blossom adds particle. That's a little bit of movement. And then we'll put one next door as well. Nice bushy one where the leaves pop through a little bit. I think we've only really got room for one more. We'll put it over here. And we'll go for that one with it. So a little bit of customization for some of the residents, I guess. Now we go for the flower pots and flowers. So the pots bit is nice and interesting, or easy. As for the flowers, what's like the really visible at distance type ones? And ones that I actually have. Or maybe saplings. Saplings are nice. That's a nice sapling right there. Kind of good. What about some cactuses? Do those fit in there? No. Just the one maybe. Right, now we want some shelves where it's like you didn't have the bush thing, but you got something under there. Not sure what colors are best. or shapes. Like, is there another ledge type shape? Functional blocks might have something. Like, anvils are cool, but not quite here. Grindstone might look like something. Scaffolding would probably work down the bottom area. And then you got the decorated pot as well. Okay, like a bit of scaffolding. No, I don't like that. Grindstone. See, it kind of. You know what? Actually, I think I can be convinced. Oh, that floats on top of it. Okay. Well, the grind. That's someone's thing that they've got, right? They've got a grindstone thing. The decorated pot, I think, is going to be. Maybe actually we can get away with that. Let's go. That there, yeah. They've got that going on. Might not want to do too much more, actually. I think I would like to come back down to here and just someone's got their own like paneling going on there. And now I'd say I think I'm going to get rid of the grindstones, and then I think it's like pretty cool. Actually, I think I want to get rid of that as well. That doesn't work. I think we just need another trapdoor. I'm going to go put this one like all the way up here. And it will probably look like the same color, but that's fine. Yes, there's like a little bit of personalization going on here and there, you know? What's behind the windows is also super important. It's taken me a little bit too long to realize that, admittedly. Some of these blocks, these down here, aren't like actually a part of anything, are they? Ah. I think we include that coming back in, don't we? This is where I got to use the stack tool, right? Like I'm building too much. I think you want a bit more depth, and then you just want something quite plain behind it, and ambiguous, perhaps. So I think we're gonna go with some sort of wall back here. Probably the grey wall. Like, you're just seeing into the distance at this point. Sweet. Actually, I think I'm going to go with a lighter shade of wall, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Replace all of that stuff. All of this stuff. Very good. Stack's the tool we want. Do we have enough of the forward area selected? No. One more block. I think I messed up the alignment. Let's try that again. So from here, yeah, I needed one more height. Okay. That's it. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. And we're pretty close, dare I say it, to being done. We get to have the pleasure of just doing whatever the heck we want with some of this. Would that actually look better if it came up around here? No, I don't think it would. I think I kind of need the loom back, don't I? Whoopsie, because that's going to be... Unless I can go inside and do... Oh my god. Axiom. This is what creative mode should be. We can do a little bit of that up here as well, I think. Huh. I'm inside the blocks. That's very nice. That's helping solidify this window thing we're doing here a lot. So we saw a detail a moment ago that I absolutely loved, and I think this might be the right texture to do it with. But if I go out here, I'm going to use the stack tool on this one actually. So we take that and make it go up to there. So that's pretty cool. But then when you get down here, maybe shelves at the bottom? Maybe shelves just somewhere else as well. Like, why not? Don't have to put it at equal distance, but it's just there as well for some reason. That's pretty cool. I like that. At the top. Going higher here, I think I might leave it plain for now, for today. Revisit this idea. I think some of the things I already said about making some of the texture here a little bit droopy or whatever, like adding in some of this on certain spots might be a way to work with it. But then we're gonna have to add other stuff on top of it, like lights and then some sort of display. So that would be done with slabs. Probably jungle if we want it to fit in, and then lanterns. Soul lanterns don't emit as much light, so for moodiness that really works. But then we're talking about like having like a sense of platform. I guess like because they're one above the other, you might end up with these things joining up. And then the banners, some sort of art here, some sort of pixel art basically. We could probably make it say books. Yeah, that's very much going to be a part of whatever's above it, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like that, but down at the mid-level, and then doing some more texture work to make it look perhaps a bit eroded or old. So if we go grab all of that and push it downwards to about there. Yeah, that feels about right. More details would come of this, of course. Like a little bit extra shape. Maybe it connects to something, I'm not sure. What about this? I kind of like the idea of that more. Maybe there's 3 lights in total. But behind here, this is a great spot to do this kind of stuff. Because you're not making it so much about seeing it all, because it's like hidden a bit, so you got some of that. And then maybe we do something similar up here. I'm not sure. Not sure what's best. Where was the other block? Jungle. Oh wait. There was a block I said I wanted to put all over this build and never did. It's that one right there. So like I think just little pockets of that. Let's say the rule is like always on its own, never really in groups. But of course you got to break the rule at some point. So over here we'll put 2 together. It's kind of nice really, isn't it? Break the rule again. Oh yeah. That's so subtle. That's really good. Okay. So then around the side here, like just gives it that feeling of wear and tear, right? What it lacks is probably depth. It's very flat, big flat walls. So let's get some iron bars and put them like got to get them again now. Boo hoo hoo. You think a fire staircase would fit well on that big wall? I think so too, but I got to admit I'm a little hesitant to give it a try. What was that reference image? Did that have one? It does actually. The fire escape in that image is kind of underwhelming. They look really good in the Lego builds, but then when you come to these things, I'm not so sure about it. Like it's a scale problem. If your build isn't the right scale, can really look a bit wonky, in my opinion. What about going for that instead? Oh, now I've got to go and do that. That's so good. That's so good, yeah. I really like that. Then maybe there's like a window somewhere here. I'm kind of thinking black glass. Or maybe tinted. Something that feels really like a bit more sealed off. Might be... Oh, look at this. I didn't actually want to do this in replace mode. But I guess we're doing it in replace mode. Silvio Neves, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. Have I listened to Ni Obliviscarus? Possibly. I don't know. I listened to a bunch of crazy metal bands with names like that. Yeah, see, I like that, but I feel like there needs to be a way to make it feel a bit more sealed. Oh, actually, I think I know what you need to do. You need to come back here and put something dark behind it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? What other little nooks of detail could we attach? Cobweb. That is a great way to make your build feel a little bit more run down and stuff. I think it's a bit too obvious for this build. Like, I'm not trying to make it feel that run down, but that's, yeah, totally valid suggestion. This needs a little something. I'm not sure what it would be, but the rest of it's kind of got the vibe now, especially that dark window. That's awesome. You're midway through the Imp and Skiz podcast. It's really fun. I'll tell you a little something extra, right? That I didn't get to. I didn't find my little moment to jump in. But when they're talking about scratching vinyls, I have a bit of a funny story on that. So for those that are uninitiated, I went. Oh, is this in the room? Okay. What did we want to do here? I went on the Imp and Skiz podcast to talk about music. And the subject matter of vinyls and scratching came up, and I actually have a funny story to tell, but I didn't get that opportunity to jump in and tell it. And there's loads of moments like that, right? Because it's a podcast and everyone's talking. But it was that I wanted to give scratching a go, right? And we had an old vinyl record player, and I had a Slim Shady Royster 5.9 vinyl of Bad Meets Evil, which is a super cool... Sorry, Bad Meets Evil is their name together. It's a really cool single that they did for the Scary Movies movie. And the song is great if you go look it up. What's your favorite scary movie? Yo, Royster 5.9, Slim Shady, and all this. And like, I took that vinyl that I had, and I started to scratch it, and it sounded so bad, and it like roughed up the vinyl really quick, and then I was kind of like, oh, I think I'm making a big mess here, and I didn't bother again after it. I just completely like destroyed the needle on the vinyl player as well. It was just a bad experience. Maybe here we could do some like symbols or smaller things with the banners, like try and figure out what would be cool to fit inside a 4x3 space, right? Wait, is this one taller? It is, isn't it? So those two would... Okay, I think we'll have two of them. Yeah, maybe have two different sizes. Give the middle bit a break. So we're gonna do somehow figure out how to do pixel art in those two spaces. Then here we need something a little different. Since I'm seeing that on the side, I'm kind of thinking put another little thing like this here. And then break that. Oh, that's not going to work, actually. I was kind of thinking having like a little extra window here might feel sort of authentic in some way. Authentic to what? I'm not exactly sure. Wait. Where'd you go? You go there. There it is, tinted glass. That's kind of okay. Yeah, so we're giving ourselves like a couple of things to work with there. And then over here, we'll have a little bit of this going on, but not as much. This is like a side of it you'd see a lot more. So it's like better looked after, I think the theory would be. You got that up there. That's kind of awesome, I think. I reckon we need to bring in some of those metal bars from the opposite side. Maybe it like goes down and connects to something on a couple of spots here. I don't know. Just looking for that connectivity there, I think. Yeah, that's kind of nice. And it's like it's got to go behind all of that as well to like connect it to the mountain, but that's a problem for Future X. This here, I must admit, this here looks a little bit odd. I feel like we haven't really sussed out our entrance very well. We've kind of neglected that this whole time. Maybe use these blocks, which I don't think we really used much at all. It's kind of nice. Can actually possibly replace that with some of this stuff. It does feel like this might have like another facade layer here, especially if you look at where you can kind of cut it off. I'm thinking that texture. Well, it's not the texture, it's the color. Helps break it up. But it should probably be something a little darker, right? Or maybe we go with the red. And then if we go back to these colors over here, it isn't actually on there, but maybe the purple. Go a little bolder with it. Right, now I'm looking at the drain pipe thing that we've added. I don't feel like that dark oak is mixing in particularly well, but it does create this little barrier thing here. So if we go ahead, do that, and then replace it with something different at the bottom. Now, I like it when trapdoors are solid, and not all of them are solid, but I think we've probably done our business with the red one. What about this? Or maybe what we do down here is we put that on that side, and on the opposite side, we put the shelf. Kind of works, I think. I don't know. Feels like this maybe needs more texture or like brick type flavor to it. What about purple? It's going to be too plasticky, but I'll give it a shot. What was I thinking of with bricks? Maybe actual just bricks. Can we throw that in the mix? Does that like break any rules? Feel wrong in any way? Actually, I think that's going in the right direction. What about the purple? That is oddly quite nice. It sort of almost works, right? But it's just not the bookstore vibe. Like when you look at what's above it, it don't work. Like I could see that working in a different palette. I'm actually now a little convinced to try some sort of purple build at some point, because you know what, it has its merits. I think there are probably ways to use it where it doesn't feel cartoony. But yeah, let's say we go back towards bricks, then we need more red here than that purplish color. Or maybe orange. So this might become that. Just to fit in a little bit more. The shelf. Did I pick the wrong one? I think I did. I do like that a lot more next to the next to that thing. That I think is better. I don't know, something about the shelf. We'll put the shelf at the top. And actually down here at the bottom as well, I think we don't need it quite yet. That's good. And then you don't need them here. You need to see the bricks, I think. And that transitions into the shop somehow. I think we're going to use a lot of oak in there. So while I'm thinking about that, let's put in stripped oak here. It's kind of all right. Maybe not. That's kind of all right. The entrance doesn't feel... I don't know. It feels like it's missing something, but I don't know what. Let's look at those reference images. I think it's more about other things around the doorways that help make them feel right. I like that little step-up staircase there. Okay, what else we got? That's clean and plain. Nothing really to take from that. Yeah, it's often just other things around it that make it feel a little bit more like an entrance. All right, I think I'm good. I think there will be maybe one or two more tweaks, but I do like that a lot. It really fits in. I think maybe just one bit that I've gotten wrong is perhaps the corners here. Feel like they might be asking for... Oh, you can't actually do the thing I want to do like that, can you? Because, yeah. Because Minecraft. Or can you? No, you can't. Maybe just that. Maybe it just wants one extra block. Peeps, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Smartin says good. Capital letters as well. Doormat. Yeah, doormat might be all right. Gotta have a doormat. Your Xisuma flag came and it's awesome. Tweet it at me, bro. Tweet it at me. I'm going to open up Twitter. Right? I'm going to go to my mentions. I'm not going to go anywhere else on the platform because that place is awful. Lots of people have been tweeting me different flags. No one's tweeted me the flag since the last one I read. Oh, no, wait. It's loading. All right. Shout out to Poofy Loofah. Wait. You've got it next to your calendar, which is a scream mask with a cat. That's brilliant. Okay, you get a repost. And I still got lots of other flags. Well, thank you for that one person for sending it my way. If you tweet it to me, I'll repost it. Becca says, my X flag isn't here yet, and I was the first one to buy it. Are you sure about that? I let someone else buy it first. But yeah, that's not how orders work. That's not how pre-orders work. You like the randomized flower stuff? I've done that trick before, Callie. It's a nice little touch. It could possibly use a little bit more, but we got to consider that. You know, we got 9 windows. If we had like another row, it would probably work really well. X flag, am I slow or did I miss a memo? Go check my Twitter. You missed out, unfortunately. It's not something I'm going to bring back because it's a exclusive one-off. What I might do. Actually, no, I don't think I will because it has to be a pre-order. Like, if I could do that as a one, like you can just buy one and have it sent to you, then I might put up like another design that's like always available. But you have to do them as pre-orders, so I'm not going to do another merch drop like that anytime soon, if at all. Yeah. But Bacon, you're thinking about the sci-fi film where they go to the edge of the universe. Dude, I have never found it. Sometimes I wonder if it's just like a vivid dream that I have, or I don't know. But that mystery goes on. You're chronically offline and don't own Twitter. Good for you. Chronically offline is better. I'm getting more and more offline these days. Well, not as much as I'd like, but I've definitely made some improvements as of late. Like, I think the rest of my evening involves no content. Yeah, it's like I'm going to play a puzzle game for a little bit to relax, and then I'm going to do some stuff with music and play piano. Like, I'm focusing on my source of entertainment coming from myself, like being creative. Speaking of which, that's kind of what this is, right? You know? It's kind of what Minecraft is, a lot of that. Sourcing your entertainment from within. Like, let yourself have the inspiration and whatnot, and do the creativity rather than listen to someone else's opinion or take on something. There's a lot of that online. A lot of hot takes, a lot of spicy hot takes. Have I played the Talus Principle? I've got it, but I haven't played it. You like how the building's front facade sticks out from the rest of the buildings, less flat. Yeah, and the building itself sticks out, which I think adds a lot of character to the street. It does like corner this a little bit, but I don't feel too bad about that. This one, by the way, I really liked this at first, but it's this right here is definitely the most air quotes winged of all the builds. And I think when you look at the dimensions and the way I put it together, although it was deliberate for things to like offset and go and push back and feel built on top of one of each other, it doesn't feel like a proper solid building. But I'm hoping when we tie in the space between these two builds here, that will kind of end that. I think that might be a strong brick build. Or did I want to do something with a grey? Yeah, I'm not sure actually. We might go for one of these. I kind of need there to be a bit of texture. I don't know. I don't want to get into that right now. I've had a couple of ideas. I think the red made me think bricks, but originally I was thinking something grey there. You know, redstone limited depth on others, but I really like how deep you can see in this build. Oh, thank you. Could put a water feature there. No, it's going to be buildings all the way across. The last spot could be the place to do the purple. I've got to say, I've got quite a strong vision of what I want to do, like in terms of shape and vibe, because this isn't going to have a shop. Well, actually, it could. It'll have an entrance at the bottom, but it will be a kind of like. No, I do not want to put that color there. This color I think is going to work more for interior. Now that I've seen it outside, I think it's more of an interior color. Anyway, I kind of know what I want to do with that space. It's going to be like this, yeah, or like this again, but like pushed back, and it's not really a spot to focus on. It's going to fill the space. It's going to tie it up nicely, and then we'll put an entrance at the bottom, and maybe later we need it for a shop or something, but yeah. Also, my bookshop will not sell books. Actually, I could sell books, because I have loads of leather and paper and stuff, but it was just going to be a place where I, air quotes, write my music blog or whatever. I just thought it was kind of funny. I was writing a music blog the other day, and what do I need to do for my next build? Maybe I should, like, have a place that I sit and write in, and then I could actually just leave myself AFK in that spot from time to time. I don't know. It's silly. Peeps, how many years have I been playing the piano? I've been playing and practicing properly for a handful of months, maybe 4 or 5 months now, and I absolutely love it. And I tell you what, the other day I played and I felt like I was going backwards. I was like, oh man, these chords are so sloppy. My timing's bad. I can't remember the chords. Played yesterday. I was playing the hard songs and it was just all clicking. And I was like, wow, this is good. This is good. All right, I'm going to send you over to Linksy. Oh, there's other people streaming too. Okay, I was looking at some other peeps I haven't raided in a while, but nah, you're good. Linksy's just started, so if you want to stick around for some more Minecraft, then stick around for some more Crimecraft? Don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, peeps, I will see you when I see you. Maybe Tuesday evening, maybe some other time. I don't have a schedule, so you get what you get. I'm going to bounce. Have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the stream and enjoy the raid. Take care, everyone. Thank you for your support. And that's it. Bye-bye.